Hiya! Welcome! This is Minidisc Monday number 6, and I was looking back over the past few weeks and looking at the artists and the albums that I've covered on this series so far, and I thought, even at this quite early stage in the series, it's very male oriented. I've got some great MDs, some great albums by female artists and female led bands, and it's about time I showed one of those for Minidisc Monday today. And the one I've gone with, it's a live album, and specifically it's an Unplugged live album because it's the Corrs Unplugged. Now, I've been a massive Corrs fan for years. I've got all their albums, a couple of them on double formats. I've got LP and CD, or LP and MD in the case of Forgiven Not Forgotten, and I dare say we will get to more in my Corrs Minidisc collection as Minidisc Monday goes on. But I thought this would be a good one to start with, as I started the series with a live album, Oasis Familiar to Millions. This one, of course, is a completely different proposition. It was filmed in, I believe, Bray in County Wicklow, Ireland, in some sort of studio, probably TV or film studio, specifically for MTV. We've got some MTV stuff in the copyright information at the bottom of the back there. MTV Unplugged, I mean, that was something that was quite a thing in the 90s. This came out in 1999, by the way. You know, I think Nirvana was certainly one of the more memorable MTV Unplugged performances recorded, or at least released, not too long around the time of Kurt Cobain's death. But this one is about the Corrs, obviously, Unplugged, and it's a nice set, this. I mean, for a folk pop band like the Corrs siblings, then an Unplugged set is going to work particularly well, to be honest. There's the sleeve. We'll have a little look at the disc itself. So that's your label on that side, and some very small text, which doesn't actually have the track listing on it, as a lot of Minidiscs do on that side, but it just has some production and copyright stuff on it on that side, but very small. It's difficult to read even with these pretty powerful reading glasses on. And then the booklet, as with pretty much every Minidisc booklet, nice and glossy, managed to stay in excellent condition throughout the years. Gives you some information about additional musicians on that page and the track listing. Some lovely photos, obviously, more credits, and then songwriting credits there. I like the tracks they performed here at Bray in Ireland, and I'm looking to see if there's information about the venue itself in here. There will be somewhere, I'm sure. But the tracks, and the majority of them, are from the first two albums, Forgiven Not Forgotten and Talk on Corners. They were the Corrs' only two albums that had come out prior to them releasing Unplugged. But there's other stuff, bonus stuff, I would call it, on it, and we'll go through that as well. So track number 1, Only When I Sleep, that was a single from Talk on Corners, as was track 2, What Can I Do? Then we get to a brand new track that was heard for the first time at Unplugged, Radio. This came out as a single for the album, but it also featured in a more sort of electric pop form on their third studio album, which came out the following year, 2000. That's quite notable in the Corrs canon, where it featured on an Unplugged, on a live album, before it featured on a studio album. But it's a really good track, that. Toss the Feathers, Runaway, which of course was arguably their breakthrough hit from Forgiven Not Forgotten. And then the title track from that album is number 6. Then At Your Side, Little Wing, No Frontiers, Queen of Hollywood, Old Town, Loch Erin Shore, So Young, and it ends with a really beautiful cover of R.E.M's Everybody Hurts. That is a song that I think people think, well, if R.E.M. didn't do it, it's got to be crap, but I think the Corrs do an absolutely brilliant job with Everybody Hurts, and it's certainly another highlight on this album.
With a full glass and an empty heart, I search for something to occupy my mind. 'Cause you are in my head, swimming forever in my head, tangled in my dreams, swimming forever. So I listen to the
album I've not listened to in some time, but I was very familiar with it because I had this on CD. I also had the VHS, I remember years ago, because I was a big Corrs fan and collector, even in the late 90s and early 2000s. And I did enjoy the Unplugged video, and it would have come out on DVD subsequently as well. But the Minidisc version is the one version that I've got right now, and I'm happy to have it. It's a nice live album, chilled, very kind of informal sounding and stripped back as you would expect from an MTV Unplugged concert. Great stuff, and a recommendation for anyone, if you can't get hold of the Minidisc, just look out for the CD or the DVD, as if you're a fan of Irish Celtic pop music, then that one is a good one to listen to. So that was the Corrs Unplugged, and I'm sure, no doubt, you'll be seeing more from my Corrs Minidisc collection in the future on Minidisc Monday. But thank you for joining me for this one, and I want to say special thanks, as always, to my excellent subscribers and my wonderful, gorgeous patrons. I'm going to go now, and please will you join me again in a fortnight's time for the next Minidisc Monday. Cheers, everyone. See ya!